So welcome to the Helix webinar series. Today's session is going to be led by our customer success team. We're going to be covering advancing end user experience improvements with BMC HelixGPT, and the focus will be on Employee Navigator. Joining me today and presenting is Ian Taylor, our customer success director of the CSM team. And also joining us in the panel is Kath. Most of you will already know him. He is our advocate for Employee Navigator, so this is the best subject for him to be helping us with today. Before I hand over to Ian for his formal introduction, for those that don't know, there is the Q&A section of Zoom. You can put your questions in there as we go through the slides, and then we will have roughly 15 or so minutes at the end where we'll take your questions live and maybe have a recap from Kath if there's anything else that we want to add. Before I hand over to Ian, I am actually going to launch a poll. If you do have time during this session, please do answer those questions. We're really keen to hear about what you're doing with Employee Navigator or HelixGPT in general. If you could fill those in, and we will come to the Q&A at the end, and I might give you another reminder. So I'm now going to hand over to Ian to get us started. And Ian, I'm going to now hand over the reins to you and speak to you all at the end.
Brilliant. Thank you, Sam. And hello and good morning or good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. So we're so glad that you can join us today for this special session focused on one of the most exciting developments in our platform, and that's HelixGPT Employee Navigator. So as Sam's already mentioned, I'm Ian Taylor. I'm a Customer Success Director from our global Customer Success Value Advisory team, and I'll be guiding you through today's discussion. And joining me today and answering your questions is Carl Anders Flack, or Kath. He's one of our principal product managers with our service management pillar. He is actively working with our live customers around Employee Navigator and is defining the product roadmap. So Kath, thank you very much for assisting me with this.
Thank you.
So whether this is your first look at Agentic AI or whether you've already started experimenting with HelixGPT, today is about helping you to unlock real value and faster. And for the first time, we're making a special set of resources available to you at no extra cost. So before we dive in, I just want to take a moment to frame today's conversation. We're seeing a fundamental shift in how employees expect to engage with business and with IT services. Traditional portals, ticket queues, fragmented experiences are giving way to something more intelligent, more conversational, and more action-orientated. And this is what we're calling Agentic AI. It's not just about smarter bots. It's about AI that can take purposeful action on behalf of users, deliver outcomes, and create seamless experience. And HelixGPT is our answer to that shift. So here's what we'll cover today. We'll start looking at the why. What's driving the need for Agentic AI? Why are enterprises moving beyond traditional AI and self-service models? We talk about how expectations are shaping the workplace. How can AI play a key role in elevating the employee experience and boosting productivity? Next, we'll introduce you to this new entitlement that is available to you, the HelixGPT Employee Navigator. And let me re-emphasize this entitlement is available to you for free. It's a part of your entitlements now. So this agent is designed to simplify how employees get help across IT and the business domains through natural language, fast actions, and direct actions. We'll talk through what it can do, how it's used, and what value it unlocks. Then we'll share details on an accelerated program we're launching to help you to adopt this agent quickly and confidently. We've packaged together expert guidance, curated templates, and ready-to-use enablement assets. And just to remind, just as a new one for you, this is all free to you as for a limited time. So the goal is to remove any friction and to help you to get value faster. And then finally, what we do is we'll close with simple, actionable next steps, including how to access this entitlement, how to get you onboarded onto this accelerated program, and where to go for support. So hopefully you'll leave today with everything you need to move forward, no guesswork required. So we've got some great content ahead, and we want to make sure this is useful to you. So please drop any questions in the Q&A section along the way, but we will also leave time for Q&A at the end as well. And with that, let's jump in. So before I dive into the solution, let's talk about the reality we're facing. It's not just about budget pressures, although that is very real. CIOs are being asked to do more with less. But the real driver for change is this: the old way of supporting employees simply just isn't working anymore. Today's enterprise environment is more complex than ever. And these figures are from a recent Forbes survey. And let's just take a little bit of time to drill into these, okay? So 75% of IT teams are saying that their systems are more complex than just 5 years ago. So let's think about this for a moment. In just 5 years, the complexity has skyrocketed. It's not just about having more software. It's about that intrinsic web of cloud services, microservices, and legacy systems all having to work together. It's a level of complexity that manual processes simply can't handle effectively. If we look at that middle fact, there's 76% of reporting that faster software delivery and DevOps adoption are accelerating change. But also with that, it's increasing that risk of incidents as well. So this is a direct impact from DevOps. While we're shipping features faster than ever to meet those business needs and demands, each one of those deployments is a new opportunity for an incident. And this constant state of change creates new surface areas for risk that just traditional support models, they just weren't built to handle. And finally, despite that growing complexity, 80% of IT leaders just say in their teams that aren't able to scale fast enough to keep up. And that's the real challenge here, isn't it? The demand is growing exponentially, but our teams aren't. And this creates sustainability gap. It leads to burnout and consistent firefighting. And the feeling that we are just always that one step behind. And it's not about, our people not being clever enough, or we're just saying that we're asking our people to manage 21st century infrastructure with 20th century tools and team sizes. And this isn't just about an IT problem, it's enterprise-wide issue. So think about an employee onboarding experience or process. So a new hire needs new IT equipment. They need to get information from payroll to set up from finance. And they also need to get benefits information from HR. Now, if each one of those interactions is slow or clunky, the entire experience is soured from day one. And this is just friction that Agentic AI is there to and help design to eliminate. Now, on that last slide, we started talking about the rise of complexity, of change, of resource pressures across IT. But behind those stats are real people, overwhelmed, overextended, and often undersupported. So I just want to bring this to life a little bit from what we're hearing from the front line. So if we start with the service delivery manager, the man the person that is right in the thick of it. They're on the hook for keeping services running, but they're also asked to be innovative. And they're asking to innovate as well. So we hear things like this all the time. Transformation? We're still trying to survive. Now, while business is asking for AI and transformation, many teams are just trying to keep the lights on. They're firefighting, not future planning, and often without leadership air cover or capacity. And AI just feels like that luxury. And if we think about this from the top, so an IT executive who has to report on performance to the rest of the business, they have all this data, but it's just noise without intelligence. And they keep telling us, we spend half our times sorting through tickets, only to find a real priority issue is actually burnt or buried, 2 or 3 pages down. Service teams are buried under noise. Without intelligent prioritization, and critical issues get lost. And that means slow responses, bigger business impact, and frustration on all sides. Now, what about the change manager? They're absolutely critical for progress, but they often become a bottleneck by design. Every routine change has to pass through them, and they feel this pressure acutely. And we hear things like, I was a bottleneck. Everything came through me, even low risk, low impact changes. And this means process owners feel stuck in outdated workflows. Every single routine change creates a bottleneck, slowing innovation and increasing burnout. Now, finally, let's talk about knowledge managers. They're the unsung heroes. They're curating thousands of different articles, but often facing a constant battle of trust and relevance. And the common issue we hear is, we've got thousands of knowledge articles, but no one trusts them. So the contents was there, but no confidence was. And without a trusted source of truth, every analyst creates their own version. And that's not just inefficient, it's risky. And these aren't just quotes, they're symptoms of a system that hasn't kept pace with how people work today. And organizations have dedicated people, tons of data, growing backlog, but no scalable way to act intelligently. This slide isn't about failure, it's about a limit of traditional operating models designed for control and not adaptability. Now, moving forward means we need to rethink how we get work done and removing those traditional barriers to liberate your workforce to focus on the scale of your organization for the future. But let me just reiterate, Agentic AI is not about replacing these voices. It's about empowering them with tools that help reduce noise, increase confidence, and free up time to work on higher value work. And that's exactly who the HelixGPT is here to support. So real frontline challenges demand intelligent, actionable, orientated solutions. And that's where HelixGPT comes in. So we've just heard from the people living with the complexity, the service managers, the execs, the change owners, and the knowledge leads who are stretched thin. HelixGPT wasn't built to chase AI trends. It was built to directly address these realities. So first, when we're talking about HelixGPT and what HelixGPT is solving, it really boils down to these four core IT objectives. And firstly, it's about improving the end user experience. And we do this by making it simple for our employees to get the help through natural conversation without the need to know which department to ask or which form to fill in. Second, it's about increasing agent productivity. So by automating the routine, the repetitive tasks, we free up those skill agents to focus on the more complex issues that truly require their expertise. Thirdly, it's about reducing operational risk. So with AI-powered insights and trusted information, we ensure that changes are made consistently and correctly, and that reduces that chance of human error. And finally, it's about enabling more proactive, insight-driven service delivery. HelixGPT can spot trends and potential issues before they impact business. So this allows you to move forward from reactive state to a proactive one. And these aren't just abstract goals. They map directly to the pain points that we've heard, whether it's to simplify how employees are getting help, freeing up agents from repetitive tasks, or making service operations more resilient. These are the outcomes that matter. But today, what we'll do is we'll focus on that first objective, that's improving the end user experience. Future webinars that we will be hosting will cover the additional objectives and the available HelixGPT functionality. Because if we don't get this right, if we don't make it easier for people to get the help that they need, everything else downstream suffers. And that's where HelixGPT Employee Navigator comes in. And this brings us to the really exciting part. You now have access to HelixGPT Employee Navigator as part of your current entitlement. And that is designed to transform how your employees get help. So specifically, when an employee needs help, whether it's understanding a new HR policy, troubleshooting a software issue, or finding the right form for a benefits change, or getting updates for an IT ticket, they often don't know where to start. They might face a confusing array of portals, knowledge articles scattered across different systems, or lengthy call center queues. And even the simplest request can become time-consuming and frustrating ordeal. So this agent, this Employee Navigator, is purpose-built to address the top challenges that we've just been talking about, making it easier, faster, and more intuitive for employees to get the help they need. And don't forget, whether it's IT support, HR questions, or service requests, Employee Navigator lets users ask in natural language and get answers or take actions instantly. No portals, no ticket chasing, just one simple experience, and it's powered by AI. And the best part, again, it is available to you now at no extra cost. This is your opportunity to drive real change, and fast. So we'll show you exactly what it can do and how to get started. But first, let's have a look at how it works. So as we've just shared, Employee Navigator is part of your entitlement. I'm going to reiterate this again and again at no extra cost. But let's take a moment to show you why this matters. So this isn't just another chatbot. Employee Navigator is part of BMC's Agentic AI platform, HelixGPT, which is purpose-built for service ops. And it's designed to transform employee support experience whilst reducing manual workload for your teams. With this agent, employees can ask things or questions in natural language, things like, how much PTO do I have left? Or how do I reset my VPN? And instantly get answers, take actions, or open requests directly with tools like Microsoft Teams. Now, under the hood, this is BMC's AI fabric to pull from knowledge articles, instant history, and contextual data, surfacing relevant responses, automating tasks, or even generating remediation plans. It understands screenshots, it adapts over time, and it integrates with your workflows. And all of this with bring your own AI. So whether that is through OpenAI, whether it's through Gemini, it's bringing your own LLM to the party. And it's also bringing your own data. So, whether you're integrating this into Snowflake or, it's pulling or whatever other applications you want to pull information from, it's pulling that information for you. And you can integrate via Helix ITSM through Teams. We've got those integrations as well. But importantly, this is deployable across cloud or across on-prem. It's scaled easily and it delivers real production gains or productivity gains with a lower total cost of ownership. So the bottom line of this is your opportunity to improve that end user experience whilst freeing up your IT teams to focus on that higher impact work. So let's take a closer look at Employee Navigator. It's an AI-powered assistant that's built into BMC Helix Digital Workplace. And it's designed to provide instant intelligent support for a wide range of workplace queries and issues. And at its core, Employee Navigator serves as the first point of contact for employees, delivering quick, reliable answers to everyday questions, without the need to log a ticket or wait in a queue. And it's actually built on a number of, it's built to address several high impact use cases. And when I have a look at these, let's have a look at some before and after scenarios, okay? So it provides instant answers. So before, employee needed to know what a guest Wi-Fi policy was. They'd search a portal. They can't find any information. They submit a ticket. The service desk agent then spends 10 minutes finding the right knowledge article and replying. So after, the employee navigates through Employee Navigator and asks, what is the guest Wi-Fi policy? They get an instant answer and the entire interaction takes just 15 seconds. So if we have to think about error resolution. So a remote user gets a VPN error. They take a blurry photo with their phone. They email it to the help desk. Now the agent is unable to read it and has to schedule a call to diagnose. So think about this then. The user uploads a crisp screenshot of the error. Employee Navigator recognizes that error, cross-references it with a knowledge base, and then provides those step-by-step instructions on how to fix it. So think about information retrieval then. So the current scenarios, an employee needs a phone upgrade. They have to look for that policy. They find the right form, and they maybe check older tickets. It's a frustrating scavenger hunt across multiple systems that often ends up with a help desk ticket. So with Employee Navigator, the employee just has to ask through voice, am I eligible for a phone upgrade? Navigator will instantly check their status, consult the policy, and give them a direct link to the correct form. One question, one complete answer. When we look at multilingual support then, so just imagine we've got an employee in your Madrid office that has an IT issue, but all of your support documents are in English. They're struggling with translation, they're facing delays waiting for a bilingual agent. Or, do you know what? They get bored, they get frustrated, and they use unofficial shadow IT documentation. So think about this as a future case. The employee is in Madrid. They ask their question in Spanish. Employee Navigator instantly provides the right answer from your centralized knowledge base, but it's perfectly translated. That language barrier disappears, ensuring every single employee gets the same fast, accurate support. And finally, let's have a look at service escalation. So we know beforehand, a user's trying to solve an issue, they fail, they open a generic support ticket with help. The ticket gets routed to the wrong queue. It can also, in that case, then that can add hours or even days to the resolution time. So now picture this. After an unsuccessful attempt for help within Employee Navigator will say, "It looks like I can't solve this for you. Would you like me to open up a service request with all of our chat history attached?" The ticket then arrives to the right team with the right and full context, ready for immediate action. So Employee Navigator is designed to improve that end user experience. It's about that reduction in time and resolution. It's about freeing up your service teams to focus on a more strategic, that more strategic work. And it's all with that familiar interface from Digital Workplace. Now, we've talked a lot about the why. Let's see what it looks like in real life. And before we move, let's move forward from the theory to the practical. And to do that, I'd like to introduce you to Brittany. Okay, so Brittany is a remote worker, but today she's come into the office for a series of important back-to-back meetings. She's in a conference room she's never used before, and she's having issues or trouble connecting to the local printer. It's a classic frustrating IT issue that can derail what should be a productive day. So as you watch this short video, I want you to pay close attention to a few things. First, you'll notice that Brittany doesn't need to navigate to a complex portal. She just starts with a natural conversation. Second, watch for a moment that she actually uploads a screenshot. It's a perfect example of showing the problem instead of trying to describe it. And finally, see how AI provides a complete reasoned answer before pulling answer by pulling different resources, to solve her problem quickly. So let's have a look at it in action.
Welcome. Let's explore how Employee Navigator, powered by BMC HelixGPT, serves as your AI assistant to provide instant solutions for workplace queries. Access Employee Navigator from the end-user console or even from Studio Pages on any device. Enjoy seamless conversations in the pinned panel, even after you switch screens. Type a question or use voice input to ask your query. Got an error message? Just upload a screenshot image. Employee Navigator accepts queries in any of these formats. It delivers clear, contextual responses to your queries in the chat. Let's look at an example. Brittany wants to connect her laptop to the office printer, so she opens the Employee Navigator panel and enters her query. In response, she receives a summary of the procedure. While following the outlined steps, Brittany encounters an error. She shares a screenshot of the error message in the BMC HelixGPT chat. The system identifies the issue and provides further steps for resolution, allowing her to connect to the office printer successfully. Brittany receives valuable support through effective conversation. Let's discover the key features of Employee Navigator. Retains the conversational context up to 30 related questions in one session by default. Provides answers by extracting information from multiple sources such as knowledge articles, service requests, approvals, and so on. Asks for your feedback for generated responses, allowing you to provide recommended improvements. Supports multiple languages and adapts to your console settings. Employee Navigator can respond to you based on the locale in which the question was asked. For unresolved queries, redirects you to submit a service request or to connect with a live agent. These features offer enhanced and automated user support. To summarize the benefits, the Employee Navigator panel is readily accessible on any screen with a single click. It assists employees in finding reliable answers more quickly, boosts productivity by reducing the number of service desk tickets, and enhances the overall conversational experience. Ready to experience smarter self-service? Start using Employee Navigator today. For more details, visit the product documentation. Thank you for watching.
So I hope that short video has given you a clear sense of the experience. And what you just saw with Brittany highlights several key capabilities that I want to break down. So conversational interface. You saw Brittany didn't need to fill out a form. She just asked her question in her own words. For you as leaders, this means higher adoption of self-service, and it becomes a barrier. Because the barrier to entry is virtually gone. So image recognition. The moment that she uploaded a screenshot with the error message was key. Think about the time your service desk loses just trying to understand the user's problem. This feature drastically cuts down on that diagnosis time and gets to the solution faster. And what we saw there was also comprehensive responses. The AI didn't just give a generic answer. It pulled information from multiple back-end sources to provide a contextual solution. This builds employees' trust and confidence in the system, making them want to use it for their first port of call for help. And finally, that feedback mechanism. So at the end, the system asks for feedback. This isn't just for show, it creates a continuous learning loop. It means that the agent gets smarter with every interaction, reducing escalations to your live agents over time. And have a look at that seamless service escalation. So if the AI can't solve the issue, it doesn't just give up. It offers to create a ticket or connect you to a live agent, transferring that entire context of the conversation. So for your support teams, this is a game changer. They receive well-qualified tickets from the start, allowing them to resolve complex issues with more efficiency. So we've seen the need, we've seen the solution in action. The next logical question is, well, how do we get started? And how much effort will it take to get started? And we understand this is a big barrier, or the biggest barrier is to adopt new technology is often that fear of those long, complex deployments. And this is what we're offering to you. This is precisely why we are offering a fast start program to get you up and running quickly with while minimizing the effort, the cost, and the risk. This isn't a standard offer. This is a dedicated package designed to accelerate your time to value. Now, I want to emphasize this. All of the things that I'm mentioning here, or what you can see, is all included as a fast start program. And this fast start program is BMC Helix's investment to you. So there's no cost to yourself for this program. All we're really asking you for is just your time and your commitment. So this is what is included when you join up to this fast start program. We'll kick off with a planning workshop, And it isn't just a kickoff call. It's a strategic session where our experts sit down with you and align on your specific goals and pinpoint the use cases that will be delivered, that will deliver the biggest, fastest impact on your organization. So think about, those big ticket items, those items that you're getting so many service requests on, how the biggest service requests, the numerous service requests you're getting. Think about those knowledge articles. How many of those knowledge articles are, constantly getting looked at? Think about those. This is where we start your planning. But you'll also receive a fixed scope 20-day professional service package at no extra cost, That means that there's no budget surprises, no scope creep. We provide clear, defined engagement design to get you started with your first use case live. It ensures a predictable and successful outcome. And our experts will help you to implement your Employee Navigator use case from start to finish. Now, critically, after you go live, we'll conduct a post-deployment value review. We will help you analyze the data and measure the impact. And it will provide you with the concrete metrics you need to demonstrate the return of investment and the success of the project to your own leadership. But also you'll get access to our peer community, so you'll be able to learn from other leaders on the same journey. And the goal of this program is simple. We want you to be able to make it as easy as possible for you to activate this value and start seeing fewer tickets, faster resolution, and to have a better employee experience right away. So in the spirit of transparency, let's quickly touch on some of the prerequisites. And this is really just to ensure that a smooth and successful launch, there are a few technical checkpoints. So these do include your current ITSM version. For you to become part of the program, this Fast Start program, we are asking that you are on a SaaS platform. And if you haven't already, that we are asking you to upgrade to at least 25.1. And you bring your necessary licenses for your generative AI LLM and the third-party tools you're integrating. Now, please don't feel like you need all of these answers straight away. The main takeaway from this slide is that you're not alone in this. During that dedicated planning call, our team will walk you through this checklist step by step. We'll help you to assess your current environment and create a plan tailored specifically for your organization's needs. Our goal is to make this process one of preparation, not complication, so that you get the best possible experience. But ultimately, these prerequisites boil down to two main requirements I will ask you to think about. And that's the ITSM version. Do you need to upgrade first? Do we need to factor this into my timeline for planning? And secondly, the LLM. Which LLM are you going to use? Because remember, this is bring your own. So there are obviously some associated costs. And whenever I send out the slides, you'll see a link down in the bottom, which has those estimated costs for particular use cases, okay? So just remember that there is, although the program and what we're offering to you is free, there are some associated costs, but that is only with the AI model that you're going to be using. So as we get to, as we close to an end here, I want to leave you one final thought that goes beyond the technology itself. This program is designed to get you a quick, tangible win. But it's also an invitation to step into a bigger role, one of leading the shift on how work is getting done. Think about the impact you can make. While others in your organization are still discussing AI in abstract terms, you can become a leader who is really delivering real workable solution in just 30 days. Imagine the credibility that you'll gain when you move from theory to a live tool that your employees are actually using to save time and reduce frustration. You become that person who shows what is possible. And you won't be doing this alone. We'll connect you with a community of peers in our HelixGPT community. This is a space for you to share war stories, to get practical advice from other leaders facing the same challenges, and to learn from their success so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Ultimately, your success story becomes a blueprint for others. You'll be able to inspire other teams and show what is possible when you're applying agentic AI to real service challenges. So this is more than just about accelerating your own outcomes. It's about becoming a visible leader in a movement towards a smarter, simpler service experience. And we are here to support you every step of the way. But this is your chance to lead from the front. So I know I've covered a lot today. So let's make moving forward as simple as possible. And let me reiterate, Employee Navigator is part of your license entitlement. And this Fast Start program is our BMC Helix's investment with you to make you successful. All we need is your time commitment. So if you're ready to get started with the Fast Start program, there's only two things that we really need you to do. And the first one is the easiest. All we're asking you to do is just send an email to our team at success@bmc.com to express your interest. And this single action will get the ball rolling from our end. And secondly is really to prioritize internally. So while we're processing your interest, start to identify who your internal leads for this project will be. Securing your internal sponsorship now is key to going live within that 30-day window. Once you've taken that first step in emailing us, we'll guide you through everything else, from scheduling your planning call to getting you onboarded to this executive HelixGPT community. We are truly excited to partner with you on this, and I'd like to thank you for your time and attention today. And with that, I'll be happy to take any questions that you have.
Thanks, Ian. Before we take some questions, I know a few people have had to drop. Kath, can I hand over to you? I know there's always extra things you might want to mention about Employee Navigator. So if you could just maybe add a little bit addition to Ian, and then we'll take some questions.
I think as a product manager, I've been working on Employee Navigator for a while, as most of you know already. And being able to offer a program like this is unique, I would say. So let's jump on this and work on this together. I mean, making you successful with top modern capability like the Agentic AI based engine we have in the platform is unique, I would say. We are doing a very interesting journey here, and it's a shift in how you do things in IT. So let's do that together, and let's jump on this journey and get you live on Employee Navigator. And then when you have that live, we can continue with the other ones, the other agents that we have. I mean, if you have a knowledge base, the next step would be to look at the knowledge curator, I would say. And then, of course, we can add on the agents for the support staff in ITSM. And if you have business workflows, add on agents that help the support staff in business workflows, and so on. The list is becoming longer and longer. I think we have like 19 agents available right now already, using the same platform, the same agentic AI engine in the middle, but tailored to help different personas. So I really look forward to work with you on that. Thanks a lot for joining.
Thank you, Kath. So we'll open up if there's any questions for Ian and Kath. Steve, I don't know if you've got any questions.
By the way, I tried to answer what is agentic AI, which is the most hyped word in this industry right now, in the chat. And that is, I mean, the big difference is we have been used to creating software that is very predefined steps. You follow a predefined step that developer puts in, or me as product manager. While now we have an intelligent agent behind the scene, and you ask it to do things, and it is capable of actually making decisions by its own. How it knows what decisions to make will depend on the goal you set for it and the instructions you give it, but it is also aware of the surrounding it lives in. So in the case of Employee Navigator, it can look up knowledge in the knowledge article. So if you ask for something, it will try to find the knowledge article that has that content. If you ask about the requests, it will go into DWP and it will pick out the requests and so on. So that is called tools. So we have the agentic thing really excited. I've been working with it for about 2 years now, and it's really a new era.
Yeah, thanks, Kath. I see your response in the chat. Thank you. I'm still not quite clear on the difference between Employee Navigator and the virtual agent, though. They seem to do the same thing.
Yeah, it's you can achieve very much the same thing. And like I write in the chat, we started with the Helix Virtual Agent UI and engine based on the Watson AI engine last 7 years back or whatever, in 2017-18, and we delivered a chatbot and calling it Helix Virtual Agent. So that is the existing UI that you can use. It's a side panel, or you can have a full screen, and we have a web client for it. So that is the old technology, but we have decided to combine it into what is called the Employee Navigator, which is the chat UI in digital workplace. So yes, if you want, you can get started with Helix Virtual Agent, but if you want to move forward, Employee Navigator is the way to go. We'll keep Helix Virtual Agent working, but we are not investing more in it. And many of the new use cases will come in Employee Navigator instead of Virtual Agent. Does that explain?
Yeah, that helps. To be clear, we don't currently have the virtual agent, but we could still get Employee Navigator with no additional cost.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
So let's get started. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it for questions, guys. Thank you, Ian, for presenting today. We will be sending out this content post-event. It's going to take a few days because we're gathering it all together. We've got one more session to do next week on the 25th, which is for the American team. So if you do have any colleagues there is still time to sign up for that. If there is any other questions, then obviously the email address at success@bmc.com, that will be the way to go forward. And hopefully Kath and I will also see you on some of our future webinars. We work together collaborating on live prompting, so when you're a bit more advanced, but do look out on the webinar page. And as Ian pointed out, we will be doing some further ones on the different agents. Thanks everyone. Have a good rest of the day.